Hello and welcome to Cinema 76. This is the third programme in our series which teaches you the absolute nuts and bolts of filmmaking. And if you have the ambition to make films or you're already making them, gives you lots of hints on how to make them better. Today we're going to look at two essential things that you need to start your movie: the exposition and the inciting incident. And to do that, we're going to look really closely at one of the most celebrated films of recent times. Winner of multiple Academy Awards and of the Palme d'Or at Cannes, Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. This Korean movie tells the story of an impoverished young man who cheats his way into a rich family's home as a tutor for their daughter and then manages to secure jobs in the same posh household for the rest of his family.
안녕하세요, 사모님.
저 여기서 일하는 사람이에요.
The exposition is the setup, the basic everyday situation of the protagonists, and it often presents a problem that needs to be solved. And it's easy to do this really badly. We're going to look briefly at a relatively unknown film from the late 80s. It's a biopic of Archbishop Oscar Romero, who was the Catholic Archbishop in the country of El Salvador and was murdered by US-backed right-wing forces in that country. Here's a short scene from near the beginning.
He's a good compromise choice. He'll make no waves.
He's a bookworm. The whole country could be running wild, he wouldn't even notice it.
The military will keep a lid on things.
They might need to. And you might get another medal.
Perhaps. Anyway, his health is delicate, always has been. He won't last.
Yes, give him a happy death soon.
Ouch. This isn't a terrible movie, but the first 10 minutes consist of a succession of scenes like this, where people walk on and act as mouthpieces for the backstory. Let's contrast this with the opening of Parasite, where the family's desperate situation is presented in just 7.5 minutes. So the exposition should contain an image which is in some way symbolic of the subject of the film as a whole. And here we have as the opening shot the now infamous semi-basement dwelling in Seoul that the Kim family live in so precariously. And look at the crane shot down to demonstrate their subterranean existence. Whereas the house the family invades is a huge architect's home on the hill. In this film, Korean class structure is shown literally topographically.
망했다 이거. 공짜 와이파이 못 쓴다 이제. 잡힌다!
And is excellently set up here, where the Kim family's only access to Wi-Fi is by squatting next to the toilet. What's great about this scene is it's also, of course, a universal experience. We might not have been in the desperate state that the Kim family are in, but we've all been in a situation where you had to perform strange contortions to get the Wi-Fi.
잠깐만. 여기 있네. 피자 시대.
Another symbolic image is the stink bugs which have invaded the apartment, setting up a situation later in the film where the father of the family realizes that he even smells different from the rich people on the hill. We then see the desperation of them needing the free fumigation, which is coming off the street.
내가 닫으라 그랬지?
닫을까요?
We also see in these opening scenes that the whole family is engaged in one of the most exploitative forms of labour, homeworking, in this case the banal folding of pizza boxes for a pittance.
다 받는 거죠. 이 서서 하는구나. 이게
얘는 달인이구만.
구체적으로 뭐가 문제예요?
아니 예를 들면 여기 한 봐요. 라인이 아주 드럽게 접혔죠?
이참에 알바생 새로 뽑으실 생각 없으세요?
In this scene we're introduced to an important plot device for the rest of the film, where brother and sister try to get the other guy working for the pizza company sacked in order to take his job. The transformative arrival of Min, who's the friend of Ki-woo, the son of the family, is very effectively dramatised by Min's expulsion of the guy pissing outside of the apartment. So this sets up the transformative next scene with the inciting incident, which we'll go through in detail.
정신 차려, 정신!
This scene ends on the third symbolic image, a literal symbol in this case, the scholar's rock from Min's grandfather, a gift to the family which mythically promises material wealth.
거실, 서재, 이 수석들이 꽉 차 있는 상태입니다. 근데 특히 이돌은 가정에 많은 재물운과 합격운을 몰고
민혁아.
가지면서
야, 이거 진짜 상징적인 거네.
Now, normally in a Hollywood movie, the exposition takes around 10 minutes. But Bong Joon-ho's script, he is the screenwriter as well as the director, is so economical that he manages to get there in just 8 minutes. Now, an inciting incident can be an action. Cary Grant's character in Hitchcock's North by Northwest simply signals in the hotel bar at the wrong time and is misrecognized by some bad guys and kidnapped, prompting the rest of the film.
Perhaps if I sent you a telegram.
Mr. George Kaplan.
Boy! Hey, wait a minute, what's that supposed to be?
Cars waiting outside. You will walk between us saying nothing.
In Parasite, the inciting incident is nothing more than a job offer by Ki-woo's friend Min. It's a very simple scene of 26 shots, which I will, as usual, number for you. Now, as in the scene we looked at in Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, there are actually two turning points in this scene. See if you can spot both of them. So let's look for the inciting incident and the first and second turning points.
야, 아까 그거 뭐라고? 산수경서? 너도 그런 돌멩이 모으냐?
야, 그래도 그 돌멩이 때문에 부모님 얼굴도 뵙고 좋더라. 건강들 하시고.
건강은 하신데 일거리가 없으셔도.
기정이도 그냥 집에 있냐? 학원 안 가고?
학원을 안 가는 게 아니라 못 가는 거죠.
귀엽지?
걔인가? 네가 그걸 가르친다는 거야?
박다혜, 고2. 네가 내 대신 얘 과외 선생님 좀 해줘라. 영어.
그게 뭔 소리야?
부잣집과외야. 돈도 많이 줘. 왜 애도 착해. 나 교환학생 가 있을 동안 잘 좀 보살펴줘.
야, 너 학교에 친한 과 친구들 많잖아. 굳이 왜 나 같은 백수한테 부탁을 하냐?
왜긴 왜겠냐. 난 상상만 해도 너무 싫다. 우리 과 공대생 그 늑대 새끼들이 다혜 근처에 얼씬거리는 것 자체가 기분이 너무 더러워.
걔 좋아하냐?
야, 나 진지해. 내후년에 걔 대학 입학하면 정식으로 사귀자고 하려고. 그러니까 그때까지면 네가 잘 좀 챙겨줘라. 너라면 내가 진짜 믿고 떠날 수 있다.
야, 믿어주니 고마운데 그럼 나보고 대학생인 척하라는 거야?
기우야, 한번 따져보자. 네가 군대 가기 전에 2번, 군대 제대하고 2번, 도합 4번의 수능을 봤잖아? 문법, 어휘, 작문, 회화. 솔직히 씨발 잉글리시? 네가 10배는 더 잘 가르칠 걸 매일같이 술 처먹는 대학생 씹새끼들보다?
그건 그렇긴 하지.
그래.
아, 근데 그 집에서 날 받겠냐 이 말이지. 난 대학생이 아닌데.
구라를 좀 치지 뭐. 아, 괜찮을 거야. 일단 내 소개로 가는 거니까. 그리고 그 집 사모님이 뭐랄까. 사모님이 심플해. 영애엔 심플.
심플? 그게 뭔 소리야?
몰라, 아무튼 좋아. 난 좋았어. 너도 하는 거다.
응, 그럼 뭐.
야, 뭐야, 기정이가 그렇게 손재주가 좋다며? 포토샵 같은 것도 잘하고.
넌 이 좋은 실력으로 왜 미대는 맨날 떨어지냐?
아이씨 죽을래.
So, like Travis Bickle in the scene we looked at in Taxi Driver, Ki-woo's friend Min goes up a gear at a certain point in order to persuade him of the project. And that's the first turning point. Let's have a closer look at what's happening in the scene. Here's the first of the 26 shots, which is an establishing shot, which literally establishes the location where the scene is going to take place. And this is followed by the classic shot, reverse shot, dialogue tennis. Shot and reverse has been the standard grammar of film for about 100 years. More or less since 1917.
기정이도 그냥 집에 있냐? 학원 안 가고?
학원을 안 가는 게 아니라 못 가는 거죠.
귀엽지?
걔인가? 네가 그걸 가르친다는 거야?
박다혜, 고2.
So here, early on, is the inciting incident. Min makes his proposal, and it's as unremarkable as that. But the whole film flows from Ki-woo deciding to take that opportunity.
잘 좀 보살펴줘.
야, 너 학교에 친한 과 친구들 많잖아. 굳이 왜 나 같은 백수한테 부탁을 하냐?
왜긴 왜겠냐. 난 상상만 해도 너무 싫다. 우리과 공대생 그 늑대 새끼들이 다혜 근처에 얼씬거리는 것 자체가 기분이 너무 더러워.
걔 좋아하냐?
야, 나 진지해. 내후년에 걔 대학 입학하면 정식으로 사귀자고 하려고. 그러니까 그때까지만 네가 잘 좀 챙겨줘라. 너라면 내가 진짜 믿고 떠날 수 있다.
야, 믿어주니 고마운데 그럼 나보고 대학생인 척하라는 거야?
기우야, 한번 따져보자. 네가 군대 가기 전에 2번, 군대 제대하고 2번, 도합 4번의 수능을 봤잖아? 문법, 어휘, 작문, 회화.
And that's the first turning point, where Min goes up a gear in trying to persuade Ki-woo to go for the job. And this crucial change in the scene happens during the only shot where the camera pans and music is added.
문법, 어휘, 작문, 회화. 솔직히 씨발 잉글리시? 네가 10배는 더 잘 가르칠 걸 매일같이 술 처먹는 대학생 씹새끼들보다?
그건 그렇긴 하지.
그래.
근데 그 집에서 날 밖에.
Now notice that shots become closer throughout the scene.
괜찮을 거야. 일단 내 소개로 가는 거니까. 그리고 그 집 사모님이 뭐랄까.
Here there's a little track in on Min for emphasis.
영애는 심플.
심플? 그게 뭔 소리야?
몰라, 아무튼 좋아.
So here's the second turning point where the scene is effectively concluded, where Ki-woo decides to take the job. But all scenes must end on continuing action. And in the case of this scene, there's actually an elision through to the next scene, which shows the smart sister, Ki-jung, working her magic with Photoshop to fake the university qualifications. So there you have it, the exposition before the inciting incident, carried out by one of the most talented directors working today. If you haven't seen this film, you should definitely catch it. It's very, very entertaining. If you enjoyed this, please watch the other parts of the series and help us with the algorithms. Smash the like button below, make a comment and I promise to answer, subscribe to the channel, and share it to anybody else you think might like it. Thanks very much.